What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on the CRV, and here's what we've been working on. I don't remember where we left off last time, but the CRV got a, let's see if we can go inside and show you what happened. So that happened. We're going with a 6-speed. We found one, well, Angel found one very cheap, and he implemented this mount. He kind of made that shit himself, as always. He's making shit. Kind of made a plate for it with a little stand with a aftermarket what's it called, mount. And then I'll show you in a minute how he made this. I mean, I'm not going to show you how he made it, but I'm going to show you from what he made it from. Yeah, so right now we're about to adjust the clutch pedal so we can bleed the clutch and get this thing started, man. And so we would, I know he's been working, I don't know if you guys seen on his Instagram, he's been asking around for the diagram to get the cluster working, because his cluster wasn't working. For some reason it was like shorting out the temperature. The temperature gauge was just shooting straight up. And yeah, so he found a pinout, like a diagram. He's been asking around, see for the people that have already done it, to see if can help out. But yeah, I mean, comment down below if you guys know anything, how to get this thing going. We're gonna try to figure it out now today. And yeah, but let's get started. Here it is. Got it. And there he is.
What's up?
So I kind of explained pretty much everything from the beginning.
From what?
From the beginning. So yeah, so let's bleed the clutch. Well, let's adjust the pedal to bleed the clutch. Alright guys, so we filled up the trans, topped it off, adjusted the pedal, already bled it, and let's crank it up. Pretty much working. Okay, so we ended up the alternator is not charging, so Angel found something on the internet, as we always do, how to bridge the alternator. Hopefully it gets power to send power.
Yeah,
right?
So we're just gonna jump it pretty much. Power to, so this black and yellow wire is for ignition. So when you turn the key, it's supposed to send power to this plug. When I test it with the test light, it's not getting no power at all. So online it says to grab a wire and just jump it from here to the power wire for the battery, and this should turn the alternator on. So we're gonna test that theory and see if it actually does or not. So yeah, because it's not charging the battery. Disconnect the positive off the battery, and it's just shutting off.
Right, and then we try starting it again, and it's completely dead.
Yeah,
so
it's definitely not charging. So that's why I've been wondering why every time I start it, I let it run for a little bit and
can't start it again.
Yeah, if it shuts off or if anything like that, then I have to jump it again. So And I know this alternator works, because it's the one that came out the blue car, and I never had a problem with it for like 3 years that I was driving it, so, unless it went
Magically went bad.
Find out.
Alright, so once you put that on, let's see what's happening.
Much battery, you know, obviously this is coming from the fuse box up there. Power to the fuse box coming back out, alternator, and then this going from power from there and then back into the ignition. This is the ignition wire. So when we test it with the test light, nothing's coming out. So we jumped it, just try to see. It's definitely getting power now. So if you can see if I touch it, now it's getting power. So let's get we're gonna test it and see. We might have to jump it, so I'm gonna have to bring a car in here and jump the battery.
Alright, let's jump it. Freaking Angel got freaking jumper cables that reaches all the way.
Oh yeah, this thing reaches from pretty much from the garage all the way to the front of the house.
Alright. Go for it. There you go. Too sharp. It works. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Huh? I'm down. I'm down for a ride, man. And I know everybody wants to see it running too.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this, man. When we come back, I'll explain to you guys what that noise is from. All right, it's dark as shit.
Huh?
I said it's dark as hell, but
What?
in here.
Oh, yeah, it's in the windows.
Oh, and tinted windows too.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's cool.
That noise that you guys are hearing,
Yeah.
that noise is actually the alternator hitting one of the bolts off the whatchamacallit, traction bar that I made. It's just hitting the head on it, just rubbing it. So I just gotta grind it down a little bit more. So that's why it sounds really bad.
Yeah, it sounds like a freaking whatchamacallit.
adjust it.
Yeah, like I said, guys, if you guys know, like, if you guys know, like, pin out or anything, just comment down below and let us know if we don't figure out. But anyways, just comment. It's like the bolt's grounded all the way. It's grinded all the way down now. They just stopped. It's still kind of like rough. Yeah.
You can feel the torque when you're still on it.
Yeah.
It just feels so wobbly because the suspension is not meant for it.
Put it in fourth right quick. Yeah, no. I think I.
It's just really second though. Because fourth second feels a little harder to put in.
Mm-hmm.
Third feels fine. First feels fine. Fourth. That's fifth. That's sixth.
But how come is it that? I don't know. It kind of feels. Shit. We don't know how fast we're going, but we're going.
Oh wow.
We're booking it, man.
How fast we're going, but we're going.
Oh, but in fact, we're in Mexico too.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. It's rare seeing in Mexico. It snows.
I know, right? Jeez. Lost traction.
You're here, man. I'm gonna have to just try to see if maybe we could just grind that down real quick and get it over with.
That bolt.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you can just grind it completely because I mean it's not like a traction bar that it needs to swing. You know what I'm saying? Everything's just being pushed down.
Alright, so obviously you guys, well, I don't know if Alex explained this. So this shifter is for, it came out the RSX. I bought it a while back ago. Kind of like the same day that I bought the trans. I was at the junkyard and I seen it, so I was like, well, I'm gonna grab it. Ended up finding out just now on the car ride that it actually kind of shifts backwards from the Accord one. Obviously this is an Accord 6-speed trans. This is obviously K-series trans shifter box. So actually it shifts backwards. So when we're on the car ride just now, obviously this would be first on any normal, you know, step car. You know, so we were going through it, and you know, as we're driving, you know, Alex was like, "Dude, that feels weird," and then I'm like thinking, like, "Yeah, that does feel weird." When we went around the block the second time, he started to just put it in second, and see if it feels any different. So, actually, first would be up here. Actually, first is down here. So. First is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then sixth. And then reverse is up here, but actually supposed to be down here. So it is backwards. Somebody on Facebook, I'm on the CRV channel or page, and he did ask me about that because we were DMing him. I mean, he was actually the one that helped me with some of the wiring. And he did ask me about that, and I was like, well, I drove it. I mean, it seemed fine, but now that we drive it again, drive it, you know, it is reverse. So if you're watching this video or if you watch it, you're right. It is backwards. Because the Accord one actually is, excuse me, this is backwards. So this is normally, it's like on this side, and then this one this smaller one is actually on this side, but it goes through the bottom, like the bottom of the thing. So I'm gonna check at one of our junkyards that we got here, because I did go to the junkyard a few weeks ago, well, about 2 months ago, I want to say, when I went and got the pedal assembly. And I don't know if he told you this, but the pedal assembly is off of EK.
We're making everything work.
Yeah, we make everything work. So it's hard to find a CRV pedal assembly, especially for a stick. I think I've maybe seen one here, maybe.
At the junkyard?
Yeah, the junkyard. I've never seen any stick ones. And if we've seen any, they were pretty much stripped already.
Right.
So I went to the junkyard. I picked me up a pedal assembly off of EK. Everything pretty much mounts up the way it needs to, just like an EK would. The only thing that I had to do was there's a plate for the shift column on the CRV that holds the shift column on the, like, not this top portion, but towards the bottom. There's like a plate, and it holds up the shift column up.
It's like the tilt.
Yeah, no, not the tilt.
It kind of stabilizes it.
Yeah, it stabilizes the bottom of the shifter.
Right.
Shift column. And there's a plate that comes, like, holds it, but there's a bracket that holds it, but there's a plate that comes it's like L, and it's super long. So then when I put the pedal assembly in, I went to go put the brake switch in. I couldn't put it in because that bracket was like stopping it from me screwing the thing in. So I had to drill. I got a hole saw from work. I drilled a hole through it, and I was able to put the sensor in and put the wire in. You kind of have to use. I had to use the one that came with the EK. I tried using the one that for the CRV, and that one didn't work. So I had to just kind of rewire it, and I put it in. Brakes work, and then everything else pretty much works. The EF cable that I have using as a throttle cable, that works with this pedal too. So,
Right.
So we found a cord at the junkyard, and it was K-swapped, the cord, and it had the shifter that I actually need. So I'm gonna try to see if by any chance it's still there. If it's still there, I'm gonna grab the shifter, put it in. That way it's not so weird, because then when I drive my hatch, I'll probably end up forgetting, end up driving this so long that, first is actually up here, not down here.
Right.
So I mean, it doesn't bother me. It's just I'll have to remember that, it's backwards. Imagine trying to get on the freeway and trying to put it into third, and I'm putting it into fourth, and I'm like, why is it so boggy? But yeah, so hey, this is the first time that we do something like this. I mean,
Right.
everything
Trial
pretty
and
much
error.
worked, So I mean, but I'm glad that we did find that. So that's not such a hard thing to do, anyways. It's just 4 bolts.
Right.
So, we're gonna grind down that screw now, or the rest of that head. See if we can stop from doing that, and then what we gotta figure out the speedometer, and then just the other 2 gauges.
Right.
If we could figure that out, man, I could start driving this.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Let's do it.
So.
All right. So what you guys can hear, I don't know if I'm gonna put an arrow to it so you guys can see. That bolt is hitting the pulley on the alternator every time the motor shifts a little bit. That's for the traction bar that he made for the front mount. So we're just gonna kind of go ahead and just shave it completely off, because obviously it still has like what, 2 more bolts.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't. The thing doesn't really rock or anything like that. It just needs to really just get pressure down. So I don't know. Gabby's the one that knows how to take this.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt, but I mean,
because everything is just so close.
yeah. The thing is that when I had it to where it cleared, but then when I was looking at the motor, it was kind of like lopsided. So then when I put the level back on it, it was a little bit lower on this side than this side. So I put some spacers on the post mount here. So by causing it, so when it was like this, it was fine. But then when I pulled it up, it pulled the alternator this way. So I didn't realize it until we started, working at it again, and I did the trans swap. And it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. Obviously, like we told you guys, you know what I'm saying, like this is not the best way to do it, but I just wanted to try to do something with everything I had in the garage. And I don't know if he told you that about this mount. Did you tell him about the mount?
No, I told him that we're gonna show him after.
You want to tell him now, or you want to?
No, let's get that bolt done.
We'll come back to that. Because you guys will be like, what the heck? Yeah, that one's pretty interesting, but hey, it's working. So,
right. Yeah.
So we'll be back. We're gonna do this real quick, and then we'll coming back and explain whatever else that we didn't explain.
Right.
Alright, as you can see, we rendered it down. Now we got a lot of clearance for the motor shift. We're gonna hit that hole.
Yep. It was a pain.
It was.
Pain in the butt. I would recommend it.
Are we going for another ride?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also, I have another motorbike. This one, I have filled it with polyurethane, but when I put it in, I didn't really let it cure, so polyurethane came out. It kind of broke out right there.
It's kind of dark.
It has squeezed out through there. Honestly, it don't even feel like it's all the way cured. So I had the stock one in the house, and I had filled that one up too. That one's been sitting in the house, I don't know, for probably like a month. So I know that one's definitely cured.
Right.
Not really any movement, so we did replace that.
Hold on. The camera's spazzing the hell out. It's foggy. Alright, go ahead.
So we did replace that back motor mount. Obviously we grind that down. I think that's all we did.
Yeah, we grinded it down. The back motor mount. Yeah, that was pretty much it.
We're gonna test drive it again. See how it runs.
Right, with the backward shifter.
With the black.
What's up?
Remember, first is down, second's up. So we're gonna test it.
Yeah, it's good like getting used to like right-hand drive. You know how you gotta do everything with left.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything's backwards, so.
If you're a driver, it works.
Right,
you know
right,
what I'm saying? This is my daughter.
Hi.
Do you guys need anything else?
So we got Alex. Alex driving it. Yeah. So we're gonna see how this feels. Remember, first is down. Passport motor miles, baby.
Yeah, it's different, dog. Call your dad, man.
Yeah.
Like, my man.
Now we got heat shields. The heat shields sounding. Feels torquey though, right?
Yeah.
Way better than that that B20.
Yo, this feels good though.
It feels good?
It feels good. I like it.
Now you're gonna get this. You gotta get you a CRV.
Building a J-Swap with that shit too. I mean, you gotta get used to that shifter.
Yeah.
I wanted to put it in third so bad, but I had to go up to first. Well, I mean, we're first. It's supposed to be hitting it.
Oh, I don't lost traction.
No traction.
Oh yeah, that feels really good,
yeah.
bro. Man, I gotta get that speedometer to work, bro.
Yeah. Dude, I think if you like open up that exhaust,
Oh yeah.
you'll
Yeah,
feel the whole
definitely.
car. Like I think probably that exhaust might be robbing you a little bit.
All right, now it's on what stock CRV.
It's like this big.
Yeah, stock CRV exhaust with J-Swap with TL exhaust.
Oh yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, this is your street.
I was about to keep going.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, see that? I went to third. Oh yeah. Oh, you want to drive it?
Yeah, I'll drive it.
Yeah, you drive it. Oh, here.
Oh, this thing is gonna be ridiculous once it's like done. All right, bro. It's you. I don't know.
All right, whatever. Stop saying.
bro.
What you looking at, bro?
See me
You're amazed?
Trying to do a burnout.
Amazed? Ooh, look at that guy. He was flying.
That's my neighbor.
That blue car?
Oh, the one that went that way?
I don't know. You seen that girl that was like, whoa. It just lifts up and just traction, no traction.
Oh, yeah.
That is funny. You're gonna have to stiffen up the back just so it don't lift. Woo!
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I don't know who told me to do this.
I didn't.
I have to get like some good tires for this. Stronger axles.
This guy. Well, guys, the drain spout is pretty much done. We gotta it's like 97% done. We still gotta figure out how to get the speedometer to work, the temperature gauge to work, and
Gas gauge. Well, I don't know about the gas gauge. Gas gauge might not have enough in it for it to go like read it. But because I did put about $10 in it the other day, and it kind of did go up a little bit, but not like for the tank.
right.
Yeah, the two major things are temp gauge and the speedometer. The wire that I found online doesn't really explain one thing too much. It just says I gotta go from plug A on the ECU to another plug, which is the green wire, which was pretty simple, but that's all it says. And I know I have it wired in, so I don't know why it's not going up or it's not working. I know on the shock tower plugs, it don't say anything about the temp gauge. So I don't know. And then the speedometer, I have it wired in as well, but it's not really working. I mean, I'm more excited about it just running, like how we drove it today. Speedometer is not really such a really big deal for me to drive it, but I guess it is. I need to know how fast I'm going, but yeah, man, close, super close now, man.
There we go.
Definitely when you don't have the traction.
Oh yeah, this thing just lifts and
it is also, you know, there's snow outside and the tires get wet a little bit, so I know it's gonna spin them. But I know it's gonna spin them tires regardless.
right.
It kind of spins it in a heavy TL. I mean, this is way lighter than the TL, so yeah, man, I'm super excited, man.
Yeah, I mean, we got the battery to charge.
Yeah.
We pretty much got that noise taken care of. We actually refilled the transfer. We bled the clutch, so now the clutch is blood. Yeah, man, but he's running pretty good. And then we're gonna get the power steering hose.
I gotta go to the junkyard. Because I wasn't really gonna put power steering in it, but then I was like, well, I do have the power steering line, and I kind of broke off the other one, being dumb.
Well, we didn't think we were gonna need it, so.
Yeah, so I kind of broke it, so just have to either go to the junkyard or try to see if I can go to O'Reilly's, get me just a, like, I guess like a brake cable, maybe, same size as that.
Yeah, something. Like,
well, it's gonna go into the rack and pinion, whatever that size is.
yeah, that steel line.
Yeah. And just kind of, I'm gonna have to just compression fit in it. Put a compression fit in it, connect it to this one, and it should be golden. I gotta add a belt because I cut it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have to put a pulley too.
Yeah, because I think this was when I put the swap in again. It, like, I was letting the chair trigger down and it just
It slammed.
yeah, it slammed. I mean, I got another swap there, so it's not so hard to change that out. I'm close, man.
Yeah,
Pretty close.
She's idling perfect too.
Yeah, she's like at like 900 possibly.
Yep.
So,
We gotta get rid of that battery.
yeah, I gotta get another battery. This is one of the batteries they gave me from work. Yeah, pretty close. Get it done. I mean, get it running where it's running really good, and then I'll take care of the details later.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So you want to go ahead and reveal our next surprise? Let's go around. Let's go around to the front. So what's going on?
So, you know, I know you guys probably seen the documentary we did not too long ago. Well, last year.
Yeah.
About my hatch. And the motor setup that I had in it, and then kind of just. Me and Alex were talking, you know, me and Alex talk a lot.
Man, Jesus Christ, we need to stop.
Sometimes we just need to calm down. So we were talking, and, you know, idea just came up, you know, and I was like, thinking about going K, you know, and he was like, for real? So it was just pondering in the head.
This is what happened.
And I end up, you know, selling the swap, you know, I sold the swap. And, you know, I kind of just, what happened was, man, I kind of just said, you know, if I find what I need, or if we go to, you know, start searching and we find what we need and blah, 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 you know, we end up going to the junkyard.
It started like, what if you go, okay?
Yeah, what if, you know,
okay.
the possibility of doing it. And everybody that's in my friend group was like, dude, do it. You know, my brother was like, do it. You know, Alex was like, do it. I was kind of scared, honestly, man. I've been be serious.
We were all like, do it, but we're like, dude, you're gonna spend some money.
Yeah, we're gonna spend some money, man. You're gonna spend a lot of money, blah blah. And honestly, if I told you how much money I spent on getting everything, pretty much like, no lie, about 90% of the stuff,
nobody will believe you.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't even believe me how much I spent. The most I spent was on
mounts. And because of the Hasport, that's why.
Yeah, and then that's
just because they're
Hasports, you know, you can see right on it, Hasport. You know, did a Hasport EF. I want to say they EF 2 mounts. They're dual height ones.
Right.
They're the upgraded ones where it does come with this rear mount, I guess, that Hasport created, which is to yeah. To eliminate, I think vibration. I think that's what they said. Somebody can correct me. I mean, I don't know too much because I'm not. This is my first time going K series, so I'm learning. But motor's back there. Came out of a 2008 Acura TSX. So
you got motor.
Yeah, I got the motor, got the trans.
You got trans.
I mean, I got everything that pretty much I need. I got the shifter cables, axles. I got the wire harness. I got the ECU.
And all this, you got it all in a week, man.
Yeah, it literally happened so fast that it was just like, yeah, I'm serious.
Like, it hasn't even hit him yet that he's going to
it hasn't really hit me just because I've been so concentrated on this.
Yeah, we gotta get this done.
Get it going because I know myself that if I start working on that, I'm gonna forget about this, and I need this to get going because I need this. This is my daily. So I need this out the garage, and then I can concentrate on that. So, yeah, that's just what I've been kind of holding on to for a while. I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, you kind of knew. You know, I was giving hints, but, you know, I also, you know, I kind of revealed that I was going K series, like, I don't know.
A couple months.
Yeah, November. Was it November?
Yeah.
I want to say November. Like, literally, it was like, boom, like, it just happened. Posted my B16 for sale, and, you know, somebody came and, well, a friend that I know, he was like, hey, I want it, and bought it off for me, and then I literally went to the junkyard after work one day, and we just went to go look.
Yeah.
That's all we went to go do. We were like, I didn't even check the inventory. I didn't check nothing. We just said, let's go.
We didn't even bring tools.
Yeah, we didn't bring no tools, like nothing, you know. And we're walking and we're getting there and we're just talking. And I was like, dude, it would be crazy if there's like something in here that, you know. So we walk and we like, so we get to the import section and I think it was like 3 rows in.
Yeah.
3 rows into the thing. We're like, you know, I'm always scanning. Like, I can tell what car is what just by, like, either the front end or by the back end. And
Yeah.
I
Like, we just
seen-
look down the aisle and see what pretty much what every car is.
Yeah. I seen an RSX, and I was like,
It'd be crazy if it was stick.
yeah, it'd be crazy if it was stick. Sure enough, walk up, a stick RSX. It was a base model, but it was complete. And, like, everything that we needed besides the ECU. That's how it started, man. My brain started going 100 miles an hour. Went to work the next day, you know, did my job, you know, finished my route. I told Alex, hey, dude, I'm going to the junkyard. I'm going to go get that trans. I'm going to go get the trans. I got the trans. I got the cables. I got the shift box. The shift box is the one that's in the CRV.
Right.
So I got trans, shift cable, shift box, axles, harness, clutch, flywheel. I think that was it, right? That day.
Yeah.
Should I tell them the price?
I'll go for it.
So all that I just named, got it for $90. When he said $90, I was like,
Run it.
what? You don't have to tell me twice.
Man, we looked at each other. We're like, dude, take it outside. Don't let him
I
look at
was
it
like,
twice.
Yeah, I was like, no, that's crazy. And it was just because I went on the day that the transmissions were 50% off.
Right.
So, I mean, he charged me for the training, it was 50% off, so then everything else that he added up, you know, and then, you know, so I had the transmission, I had all that stuff, and then I was like, man, now I need a swap. So now I'm looking online, and they're like
Crazy.
900, you know, 900 and up, depending on which one you want. You want K24, or you want the Type S, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna freaking spend a lot of money on a swap. So something told me, check the inventory again at the junkyard. So I checked the inventory again. Short and behold, 2008 Acura TSX pops up, and I was like, no. So I texted Alex, and he's like, man, you gonna go and take a, you know.
I kind of told him. He was like, man, I'm gonna call off tomorrow and I'm gonna go get that swap. I was like, man, you're gonna go over there. You don't even know if it's there. Like, you're gonna waste a day to go check on a swap that you might not even whatchamacallit. And sure enough, what the guy find? He found the swap.
Found the swap.
The
man.
swap was
like,
complete.
Literally complete. Like, not touched at all. Like, everything was in it. And I was like, I called him right away on video chat, and I was like, look what's at the junkyard. I was like, see, that's what happens. Don't be negative. I was thinking positive, you know what I'm saying?
No,
So
I was like, man.
dude, I was there before they even opened up. You know, I was the first one there. I was like, I can't risk nobody going and taking it, you know?
Yeah.
And sure enough, man, I went. Everything was there. You know, it was cold. It was cold. It was early in the morning. But I took everything that I needed in a few hours.
Yeah,
I mean, I've never dealt with K series, you know, or pulled a K series motor. I've always been B series. So this was a first for me. So it took me a little bit, just because I was making sure I didn't break no sensors. I didn't break, you know, nothing important that I needed, you know. So pulled it out in a couple hours. Paid, I think it was like $250.
Yeah.
I think it was $250 for it. So all I needed was an oil pan, just because the junkyard, I guess, drills into the oil pans now to drain the oil.
Which is retarded.
Is the dumbest thing ever. Which I was scared at first because I seen a hole and I was like, oh crap. You know, I'm like 3/4 through this, you know, taking the motor out, and I see a hole in the oil pan. But it was like, I was like, it can't be that it threw a rod, because like the circle was like small,
perfect,
and then it was perfect. It was a perfect hole. So then I'm like looking with the flashlight inside, and then I started rotating it, and it was free. So then I look at the other cars there in the yard, and they all have the same hole. So yeah, I ended up getting it for like $250, and ECU, I think I pretty much, I didn't really put ECU because I returned the electronical throttle body that was on this because I can't use it.
No, you gave it to me.
Oh, I gave it to you?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I took another one in.
Right.
And pretty much got credit for that, and then the PCM, I guess, on it at the junkyard is only like $15. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
So,
it's really very cheap.
yeah, it was cheap, so I still had credit. So then I went back and I got the axles for it. So with the credit that I got from the throttle body, I got the ECU and I got the axles. So I mean, essentially, I think between the trans and all the accessories that I pretty much could find at the junkyard, everything that I needed, what, 250? So let's say about 350.
350 for
everything
Yep.
that I needed. 350. Then the mounts cost me.
That was 500.
Was it 5? No, I
It
think
was,
it was
490 something.
It was 400. I think it was 404 or something like that. 494. So yeah,
Well,
500
bucks. Yeah.
So what? That's 300, 500. That's 800. So about $900. I pretty much got everything that I needed. That's a whole swap. I mean,
right now all he needs is little cosmetic things, like you're gonna delete the power steering.
yeah, I still gotta
delete.
get the power steering, AC delete. I gotta get the jumper harness for it, or adapter harness.
Oh yeah, adapter.
That I need. I got the stock headers on it, but I want to get some headers for it. I think that's it. Right now it's gonna run on a stock ECU. I don't really have money for a K-Pro right now. So right now that's what it's gonna run until I could get some money, gather some money, and I can get the K-Pro. But right now it's a Accord K24 Accord 2004 Accord ECU, which when I was watching VTech Academy, they said that's the ECU that I could use for it. And then the shifter cables are RSX, and then the shift box, it's off a Accord as well, which again I found out through VTech Academy that that's the one that I could use. So
then all this happened way before this went stick.
Oh no, actually.
Yeah. Oh, you got all this.
Yeah.
And then found a guy in the jungle like, hey, you know.
That was funny because actually, how I got this trans was because when I was taking the trans off the RSX, a guy comes, he was like all he wanted was, I guess, that fender that was on this side. So I helped him take it out because I'm working right there. You know, I don't need nobody interrupting me, so I just took it out for him real quick. Boom, 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 take it out, gave it to him, and he was on his way. The day that I went to go get the motor, I get finished putting the motor in the truck, and same guy at the junkyard asking me, hey, were you just the one that was messing with the TSX? I was like, yeah, that was me. And I looked at him and I was like, hey man, you the guy that I seen when I was taking the RSX trans. And we kind of started talking, and he was like, hey man, I got a V6 6-speed trans. And I was like,
I mean, I think he offers was like, yeah, I got motors and transmissions.
Yeah, he was like,
you got this,
I
so
got a
like,
few motors,
yo.
and then I got this trans, blah blah blah, and I'm like, damn, man, I wasn't really planning on going stick, but I really couldn't pass it up for the price that he gave it to me for.
Right.
I paid, what was it, $250 for this trans?
Yeah.
$250 for the trans, with the clutch, the flywheel. Clutch flywheel, I think that was it, right? Was it clutch flywheel?
Yeah, I don't think it came with a slave or anything like that.
No, I didn't.
You had to buy that separate?
No, I bought this. I got the slave off.
Oh, you had the slave off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the slave off him. Then I had to buy a starter, and I just had to replace the clutch disc.
Right,
That's about it. But I mean, I bought the trans for $250. You know, when you look it up, when you look them up online, they're freaking $800, $900 to almost $1,200 for that trans.
Like, that was the reason why we went automatic in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because the transes were freaking expensive.
Yeah. And obviously I had a whole swap, so that was easy for me to do, but
we couldn't get the trans to shift.
Yeah.
I don't know. We just gave up on it too.
It was getting frustrating. It really was. I mean, it was shift, but it was just shifting crappy. And obviously when this came along, it was kind of like a sign, hey, maybe you should go stick.
Yeah,
you
right.
know? So it literally, like, this trans, that whole swap all happened like within 2 months. Like, literally.
No, it kind of went in like in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, it was just like
2
bam.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the first week you got that, and then next week you bam.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
dang.
It like literally
Like,
happened.
Gabi got money though.
Super fast.
Gabi
And
got
I
money,
don't-
bro.
I don't have money like that. Literally, like, the money came from pretty much when I sold the B16. And,
Right.
you know, everything just kind of, you know, I think I did a few jobs. So that's how I was able to purchase everything, man.
What's that, man?
But, yeah, man, so that's
Pretty much
what's coming up, man.
Yeah.
After this is done, that's up next.
Up next.
So that should be hopefully done. That's gonna be done freaking before springtime. So
Yeah.
right now I have the timing kit for it, so I want to do that.
Kind of refresh it.
Yeah, refresh that and then just clean it up and you know.
Throw it in this majestic thing, because you gotta make it look good with the car.
Yeah, definitely gotta look good. Can't just go in there like that. So. But yeah, that's the news. That's what's coming up, man. I told you guys.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Yeah, it's hard for Gabi to not work on something, because he didn't do anything because he wanted to work on this, but he had to finish this.
Yeah, I was in the house going crazy. Like, for real, I was like texting Alex. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do myself if I can't find no more information on this, because I'm gonna drive myself crazy.
I was like, come over, we'll play Forza.
Yeah, so I mean, it was tough, man. But now that this is getting like super close, I'm getting like super excited about working on the hatch.
Right.
Cause you know that's the baby.
That's
you
the
know
baby.
that's the car that I take out in the summertime, and you know.
Alright, guys, so that was pretty much what we got for today. And stay tuned. We got a lot of shit coming up.
Sweet.
Alright, guys. Peace.
Peace.
Perfect.